Oh, my mess over there. Shit from over here. Yeah, so y'all don't think I'm all junky, which I am, but who cares today? What up, though? I'll let a couple of y'all load in here before I start running my mouth. Y'all know how I do. Oh, where my glasses at, too? I don't want to be squinting throughout this whole joint. What's up, Osmodeus? Osmodeus, oh, yo, what do you do, Osmodeus? He's like my favorite hitman, man. That dude always on a stakeout or something. Hit that like button for those of you joining up. I won't keep y'all real long this time. I know I run my mouth sometimes. Y'all ask questions and we kind of carry on. But I'm working. I'm in the middle of a nice little breakdown here. I'm breaking down our boy Kellen Moore at this point. And the reason I'm doing it is because people ask. So, no, I don't really have an affinity for Kellen Moore, but I'm not doing this breakdown because I feel like picking on him. I'm doing this breakdown because I was asked to. And this is actually pretty interesting, though. So we'll get to it. Y'all jumping in here pretty fast. What's up, Alpha Mason? Asmodeus, Ty Drent Scott, what's good? Andrew Zoomis, what up, though? Make sure your moderators, too. Make sure people are hitting the like button. Make sure they're doing that. Jay Lombardi, what's up though, man? Bear 24, Robert White, Lovin, Aries, what it do? NFZ, what's up, man? M Ware, damn, I'm getting super chats already. I ain't do nothing yet. Chevion Wilson from watching film. Kelly really don't have a scheme. That is why we can be so inconsistent at times. You're actually pretty damn good if you saw that, because I saw my damn self, good brother. But you got to watch more than just the Arizona game. That's where it gets very interesting. Hey Lavelle, what's good? Who else we got in here? Xavier Alazar, Alvarez. My bad. James Simmons, Ms. Money. Hey yo. What's up? These boys, you be talking that shit. These boys, what's good with you, man? Uh, first the blame was Linehan. Now it's more. Who does Dak need? Tom Landry. Hey man, listen. Uh, I hear you there, but hold that thought though, because there is something that, like, at the end of the day, you could, try to make it a Dak thing, and you would be right to a degree. You would be right to a degree because Dak did miss some shit. What's up, Ian? Dak did miss some shit, so you're not all the way wrong. Jag of jokesters, what's good? Like, there's Dak is definitely uncomfortable, so he's making a lot of faulty throws. What's up? Go ahead. You don't gotta tell me, man. Just tell me you going. All right. How long you going for? What day is it? Leg day? Push? We could do push in the crib. Do it with me. We could do push in the crib. We could do push in the crib. Let's do 500 push-ups today. All right, I'll get your weight up then. We still go, but don't burn yourself out because I want to do some push-ups with you. All right. All right. Truth Project, what up? And where? All that. Okay, so let's get to it. Iceberg Q, what's good, man? I hope I ain't missed nobody. If I did, it's because y'all loading up in here pretty good. But this is what I've uncovered, right? This is what happens, right? Um, I looked at every game. Now look at these numbers. I sent this to a few cats, and I was just like, man, that's a little crazy. But I sent this to a few people. So check these numbers out. You got one that's 34, right? Then you got 33. You got 21. And I memorized these Jones too, because I watched a hell of a lot of film over the last 3 days because I don't know, I just had to figure it out. But 21, 37, and 33. And then there's 12, right? Those numbers are the number of carries in every loss that Arizona took this year. Again, 34, that was to Green Bay. 33, that was to the Lions. 21, that was to the Rams. 37, that was Carolina. And then 33 again, and that was the Colts. So in every one of those games, the game plan was the same. We're going to run the ball on Arizona, who likes to line up in dime looks and nickel looks because they're looking to stop passers. And the reason I said it's not all on Dak, whoever mentioned that, I think Des Money or Des said that. I don't remember your full name. I'm not looking at it right now. But you said that, when is Dak going to get some blame, right? In that game, so let's take the Packers game for instance. They ran the ball 34 times, right? Dylan had 15 carries. Aaron Jones had 16 carries. They ran 31 times with their running backs, and then I think they had a receiver named Rogers too, who ran another 2 times, something like that. But check it. Even their passes, I said that they should be passing, check downs right off the bat instead of waiting. That's all the Packers did. And Aaron Rodgers, what do you think Aaron Rodgers' yardage was in that game? He only had 184 yards in the air in that game because he couldn't throw on them either. You know why? Because that's what they're built to stop. I'm good, Michael D. How are you? But they're built to stop the pass. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. I got 24 likes. I got 61 of y'all in here. When you come in, hit the like button. That just should be common practice because I don't ask for much, man. Hit the like button. That's all I need y'all to do. Come on, keep it going. I'm gonna stop for a second, let y'all get that up so I can finish. All right, I got 31 now. It's counting. It's going up. Let's get it up. Come on. Sandra, I'm gonna say some shout outs while y'all do that. Sandra Love. She said, Koya, hey, I hope Kellen has a plan. Has a plan. What? I don't know. Yeah. I don't think he got a plan though. Okay, I put a like. See, I jag of jokesters. Yeah, you got a bag of jokes too over there. I see you. Let's see what else we got. Anyway, let's get back to it. Y'all up there now. We got 41. I'm gonna let y'all, but make sure you keep going. All right. Now, it don't make any sense to see that teams haven't been successful throwing the ball on them outright, like not pass first anyway. And I'm not saying you can't play certain teams pass first if it calls for it, you do it. But there's no way you've watched every loss that the Arizona Cardinals took this year and decided that a pass happy offense was the way to beat them. That don't make no sense. Now, I was on his ass just for the way we played him, but I said let's compare and contrast. Maybe he was trying to duplicate some sort of success that he saw. And I know it's only one loss. I'm not like, hey man, we actually played them pretty good for a team who decided not to run the ball. It was still a close game. No other teams really do that. Like usually when you don't run, you got a problem against them. But anyway, so it's not doom and gloom, but it's just common sense, man. I looked at every game. I watched them versus the Packers. I watched them versus the Lions. I watched them versus the Rams. I watched them versus the um, versus Carolina as well. And also it was one more game. Oh, and the Colts. Watched all those games over the last 3 days, offensively anyway. Over the last 3 days, and each offense did exactly the same thing, the exact same run scheme, meaning you don't try to run right at Chandler Jones until he's tired late in the game. You chip and go with him, and then you run right at either the middle of the field. You can run right at him, run right at the middle of the field. Just take a step to Chandler Jones' side to set your block on that side, and then cut right back up the middle of the field. The blocking schemes, everything is just firing off the ball and getting your team or your offense rolling by way of the ground game. The only reason the Lions had any success is because of play action and east to west types of passes. We did very little of both. Very little running. There's no way you watch other teams average almost 30 carries per game in all of those losses and then come out and run 12 times and only 3 times in the second half. That's non-excusable. That means you really, one, you abandoned the run too fast, and two, you aren't paying attention. That couldn't have been your game plan. If your game plan was to run the ball effectively and continue to run the ball and you stop, and don't tell me it's because we weren't getting yardage, because that's what y'all like to say. Zeke ain't it. Yes, he's a scapegoat, right? But I even counted that just to shut that up. In the Packers game, they had at least 11 carries that went for 2 yards or less, at least 11, and still kept running the ball. They had one series where they ran the ball 5 times for 7 yards altogether. Two no gain, three no gains or something like that, and then a 3 yard run, 1 yard run, and a 3 yard run. But still was throwing the ball off of that. So does not matter if the run is not clicking every time you do it. What does matter is consistently sticking with it. And Kellen does not do that. He ran the ball 12 times versus every team. So let's go to the next. We went to the Lions. I don't even know who Reynolds is. Who's their running back? Reynolds. I don't even know who that number 46 is. I've never heard of him ever. Maybe I'm just old or something, but never heard of this dude. They ran him 31 times. We don't give Zeke the ball 15 times almost ever. He's ran the ball 20 times, I think, one time this season. We don't give him the ball more than 10 to 11 times a game ever. Or Tony. They don't get the ball. Even in our wins, I went back to the blowout versus Washington. You know how many carries each of them had in those games? Zeke had 9 and Tony had 9. In the Washington blowout, we didn't even run the ball. We didn't even run the ball to run the clock out. We don't run the ball. And if you can stop the pass successfully, we have problems. If you can't stop the pass, then we can beat you because we're a pass first, pass happy team. And generally speaking, the reason he keeps getting this narrative that we can't beat good teams, the reason Dak's getting that narrative is because bad teams generally are bad because they can't stop the pass. They can't stop the big play. So if you can't stop that, Dak is going to kill you. If you can, and you make us play honest or balanced, it seems that we have a problem. All right. And that problem is not even a problem. That's why it's a problem. It's not a problem. It's not about the run not being effective. If you're running the ball 30 times a game for 80 yards, 70 yards, then you can say it's not effective. If you're not running the ball 30 times a game, 25 times, 20 times, even 20 is too low in my opinion. But if you're averaging 17 carries a game on the ground with running backs, I'm not talking about a quarterback scrambling and it counts as a run because he's running for his life. That don't count as a run to me. So I'm talking about planned running plays. He's averaging like 17 runs a game. That's ass, horrible, whatever word you want to use for it is inexcusable and it's horrible. And even Brian Broaddus said like, hey man, every offensive coordinator he's been around has plays drawn up where they can get themselves at least 4 or 5 yards. It's like Kellen doesn't even have those. It's like I'm not really understanding. Uh, Okoye, is Dak checking out of runs? Good question. Because yeah, he is. He's doing that too, but not as often as you would think he is. If he is doing it more, because I only can call out what I see in the blocking schemes. And this is how you can tell when I'm actually done the film I'm working on it now, but it's going to take a while because I'm not just doing one game. It's like 5 different games of footage, and it takes forever to chop it down. So I said, let me get out and just tell people what I'm talking about and what I'm looking at first, and then you guys will see that. If not tomorrow, give me at least till Friday. I should be done. But I'm working on it right now. But what you it's a good question, Barry 24, because what you do see, and make sure when y'all do want to ask me a question, at AKOYE Media in the chat so I can see it, or super chat me so it stand out. Because if I don't catch it, I'm not really sitting here reading the scroll. So don't think I'm ignoring you. I just don't see what the hell you're talking about. So you got to at me. But anyway, great question. But the way to see it when you're watching it on film, watch what the wide receivers do on some of these audibles. On certain plays, you'll see Cooper and Lamb or Gallup run directly for a defender, meaning they're not trying to get a release off. They're running right at someone to block. But Dak will be passing on the shorts on the opposite side of the field. So there's one play to Gallup where Gallup's lined up inside, and then you have trips left with Cooper and Lamb, and then when they released, they did this in the Redskins game that we had trouble in too. When they released and ran right at their defenders. So did the tight end on that side, Schultz. On the opposite side, the only route that was run, one man route, which was Gallup. Gallup just kind of does a swing route, and Dak throws him the ball. He runs for like 4 or 5 yards, gets the first down. But that definitely was a run play. When you look at the way Arizona's lined up, you'll see it clear as day. The reason Aaron Rodgers wasn't throwing the ball like crazy because he'll come out and there'll be 6 guys back off the line of scrimmage, only 4 guys up. You hand the ball off, even if you don't get anything. Hand the ball off. No draw plays. We were watching. I was watching the Lions kill them with draw plays. The Lions, they kept call. They were trying to. They didn't want the Lions to win that game. Vegas wanted them out that game too. So the refs was on the Lions' ass. For those who say it's just the refs, right? They was on the Lions' ass. They kept calling holding on them. You know what they would do when they were like behind the sticks? Draw plays, and guess what? They were getting the yardage back. I'm like, well, why is that like not rock? That's rocket science for us, man. Hit the like button, please. Y'all are killing me with that. Davey84, what's good? He said, you still doing the show with Sky this week? Yep, I'll be on with Skywalker still tomorrow morning. Make sure you guys tune in to A to Z Sports. It'll be 9 Eastern, 8 Central. So definitely jump on there. We're gonna be talking about the same thing, I guess, and we'll be talking about the Eagles too coming up. But yeah, it's on, man. What up? What up, D Block 88? How you, man? What's up with you? We got to feed Zeke and Pollard first half or of our playoff game. Facts. That's where it goes, man. That's where it goes. That's the way it's supposed to go. Lions had a lot of energy injuries. I think Reynolds got called up. Yeah, I don't even know who that dude is. They gave him the ball like 31 times though. I'm like, yo, how is that Reynolds? Reynolds is just a guy. How you got Zeke on your team? You got Pollard on your team, and you don't even at least. I can see that you say Zeke not gonna get his 30 carries because we gotta get Pollard the ball. No argument. Ain't gonna get no argument out of me. But at least collectively, it should be 20 to 10. Pollard only need 10 good carries. He good. You give him 10 carries, he gonna average 10. He gonna get close to 100 yards off those 10. If Zeke is banging it away, Pollard 10 carries a game. So 20 to 10 would be cool. 15-15, cool. 15-15, whoever got the high hand, finish it out. That's the way it goes when you have a two-back system. We don't do that. We don't do that. So there is no excuse for that. There is no excuse for that when you watch a team lose 5 times. And the only other team that got close to beating them, or well, which was a good team, I think, who ran the ball as well, was the Vikings. And they lost by 1 point because they blew a lead. But they were winning because Cooks had, again, 30 carries for 161 yards against them. So they cannot stop the run. They did not stop us in the run. We stopped ourselves. And then the types of runs that we run as well, the scheme didn't make any sense. And we're not blocking effectively. And if you want to get your offensive line comfortable, instead of having them get fired off on and having them pass block, which is not, they're not even pass block, they're not zone blockers, they're maulers. If you want them effectively blocking, you should do what we were doing when we had Garrett. Garrett and those guys, one thing they had that made sense was they fired off on our opponents day in, day out, play in, play out, tired them out, which made it so that that first step, that get off on your defense, it ain't the same when you got hit in your shin 3-4 times, you got hit in your hip, you've been tackling Zeke. But think about this. I'll be saying it all the time. Think about this. When you have a incomplete pass, what happened to the defense on that play? They hit you on the offensive line because they fired off the ball, right? So they hit you, you didn't hit them. They might have hit your quarterback too. He's feeling it, right? You threw the ball, even if it's complete. The only person who had to feel anything on that play was the defensive line and the guy who's tackling or chasing that wide receiver out of bounds who you completed it to, right? Everybody else just has some cardio, right? But when you run the ball, your offensive line is firing off on their defense. Their linebackers feel it because you're hitting them if you get into the second level. And if you get into the second level, they're either having a tackle or if there's a guy breaking tackles or making guys miss, you breaking ankles. You got guys running up the field, hitting people. You got piles. You got people getting rolled up on. You got things happening where people feel it. And then you hurry that up and do it again. And again, even if you had a 3-and-out, that 3-and-out was still more effective than the 3-and-out if you threw the ball 3 straight times. Because that 3 straight times throwing did nothing. They felt nothing. They get back on the field and they're fine. They just had some cardio. They're going to go on the sideline. They're going to rest and they're fine. You go through half the game and these guys don't feel anything. Why? Because they don't have to tackle. I was watching the Packers with Buda Baker. Buda Baker was started off hot. Started off hot. By the end of the game, him and Chandler Jones didn't want to tackle. You know why? Because Dylan is big as hell. And they had to bring Dylan down so often that they were electing to step out of the way. If you look at, I was just talking to one of my homies. We remember this. I remember Terrence Newman was playing, we used to play the Giants. We used to do this too to other teams, but we used to play the Giants. They used to run sweeps with Brandon Jacobs. You think they were running sweeps with Brandon Jacobs because they thought he had the fucking wheels? No. They running sweeps with Brandon Jacobs because they know he's gonna be one-on-one if they block correctly. He's gonna be one-on-one with a CB. And when he lowers his shoulder, he's not looking to get out of bounds. He's looking for a corner. You know why? Because your corners can't play physical when they have to tackle continuously. They don't want to now press too. They don't want to press. They want to play off. You know why? Because it hurt. That hurts. Terrence Newman tried to take on Brandon Jacobs head to head. They hit each other head to head. Terrence Newman ended up on his back on Brandon Jacobs' back. I'm like, how he flipped? He hit him so hard in his head that Terrence Newman, if you can imagine what I'm doing here, he flips him onto his own back. I'm like, how the hell he did that? I don't know. But you just safe to say Terrence Newman was his bell was rung after that. But those things count, people. Joe Cook, I appreciate it. You didn't say anything in there though, so let me know if you had a question. Chuck, what's up? He said at AKOYE, last time we beat a team into submission with the run was Carolina. The end of the game, they wanted nothing to do with the run. Facts. You are correct, brother. You got to continuously run the ball. Davey 84, how is it that you chase that you know? I mean, how is it Chase or Devontae Adams going to get the ball, but they get it? There's no reason TP and Zeke, Coop not getting the ball. That's a fact. That's a fact. You're right. Coop was just talking about that himself. He said he could be at the top of the league if he's given an opportunity. So to Coop's, that's he's not happy. Sandra Love. Why not they play both running backs in the backfield and let them guess who getting the ball? It would be better than running it. We run empty backfield like 10, 12 times a game. Why the hell are you running empty backfield against a team that wants you to throw the ball? I don't get it. Boss Don 730 was good. Appreciate the $5. He said, like button free, my boy. Teams have been playing a lot of a man in our losses. We can't seem to make teams pay. It's not about man. It's about they disguising too high. So they have a too high look that they're rolling into, and we're still trying to. We're a vertical offense, so we're trying to push the ball deep, and that causes Dak to have to freeze because he's looking to see post snap what's actually happening. And by the time he assesses that, he's thrown to a check down late because we're not designing a short passing game for certain teams. And that should be how we attacked. I think scripted last week with a short passing game. Then we switched it up. Once Gallup got hurt, we switched it up, and we actually were moving the ball a little bit more effectively. But that was because we pinpointed that Murphy could not guard Wilson, and they had Murphy on Wilson. Murphy's more like a safety that can play corner. He can hit. He's a zone cover corner. He can't play man to save his life because he can't get in and out of breaks unless he can get his hands on you. He's a press cover corner or a cover two corner and a blitzer. They like to blitz him. They like to use him in a lot of different weird ways, but he's not a natural corner. So they knew that. But they had Murphy having to line up man up with Wilson, and they started moving Wilson around, and Murphy couldn't deal with it. But we still only did that for like a series. I'm like, yo, he can't guard Wilson. He can't guard nobody in the slot. If you see that he can't guard Wilson, you think he could guard Lamb? No. You think he can guard Coop? Hell no. So you should just be picking on ball. Like whoever we get him lined up on, we're gonna move him around to identify who he's covering, and then we on his ass. If he's not following and nobody's following, we weren't doing enough pre-snap motions to even kind of uncover that type of stuff. But this is not, like I said, it's gonna feel like it because that's who I'm talking about. But I'm not here to kick anybody in the nuts. I'm not here to kick Kellen only or kick Dak only. But there is a problem when you know that that's the game plan for beating a certain team and you totally neglect it. That is like incompetence to a different degree. So it's deserved in that event. Daniel Asad Bay, gotta love AKOYE. Love you back, good brother. I appreciate that. What else we got? LG 2W's finest. What do you think the problem is with Dak and Amari? He don't throw in the ball, and Dak is kind of like they're not giving him any help either, though. You can come up with some easy receptions. Like you look at the Rams game. See, I've been watching a lot of film, like I told you. Cooper Kupp, when they play Arizona, right? And it's not just all about Arizona. That's just the film I just been watching. But Cooper Kupp had 13 receptions for 100-something yards, right? Most of those receptions were east to west throws, drag routes, little out routes, arrow routes, little short shit where they take off. Even Odell had some yards in that game. You know what it was off of? He had a 40-yard reception. It was a drag route where he cleared. It was drag and rub. So he cleared the linebacker. They had Hicks trying to carry him the rest of the way. There's no way he was covering that. We don't run those types of routes with Cooper, where it's like, okay, we're going to drag you across, let you get some easy receptions. It's just slants, digs, comeback routes, deep post, stuff like that. But we don't try to hey, use the fact that people can't guard Coop getting in and out of breaks. Coop's is a killer. People can't guard that. Use that. Use his lateral movement against people. Use Lamb's lateral movement. Line Lamb and Coop on opposite sides and have them cross drag. And whichever side clears first, that's where you're going with the ball. So you have them drag about 5-6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. If you see that their defense is tilted to one side or another post snap, you already know you're gonna have an open over here. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You don't have to rush to throw. You know what's coming. And if that's not there for you, you should have a check down for yourself, along with some routes going deep. I'm not an offensive coordinator, but we be running 4 routes deep. It'll be 4 routes going deep, and then they'll see that our running back is in the block, and they'll blitz because he's in the block. So Zeke's in the block, and Zeke will block. But now Zeke can't beat a check down. So now Dak is in a play with no check down. So when you ask what's wrong with Dak, He'll have those routes developing. He's waiting for a spill out from Zeke, but Zeke had to actually block because instead of trying to run around Zeke, teams have said, okay, we're going to run right at Zeke and force him to block. Once you force him to block, he now can't chip and release. See, because Zeke is actually going to block you. Tony might chip and release. Schultz has a better job chipping and releasing because he's right next to a defensive end. But when Zeke has to do it, Zeke is forced to stay in. So when they have routes where they take Schultz out, split him out wide, or he's just running the actual route and he's not actually blocking. On every play that they did that on, uh, Zeke's man would blitz him, but he would blitz running right at him. Even the play with Dak fumbles, Simmons was on Zeke. Zeke was Simmons' man. Simmons runs right at Zeke. Zeke blocks him, remember? Simmons runs around Zeke after he got blocked. He got chipped, he got a piece of him. He runs around him, and Dak's taking off, and he punches the ball out. That whole time, Schultz had chipped and released and just standing right over there wide open by himself. But it wasn't a designed play for that. When you watch Green Bay's game versus Arizona, Green Bay, they like I told you, Aaron Rodgers didn't have any yards that game, but he did have efficient passes that game that were creating long drives because he was consistently getting 10 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards. First downs were happening no problem because he would just run his tight end right off the line of scrimmage. They would take Aaron Jones, and instead of having him in the backfield and him having to run up and run out, they having like out routes. That's what we doing with Zeke and Pollard. He would take Aaron Jones, put him where tight end is, so he would motion him out of shotgun to that wing position right next to right where a tight end would line up, but standing up. And then as soon as the ball snaps, he would just run like a dagger route, just straight to the flat. But in that time period, the linebacker's backing off to see what's happening, and Jones is just going. But as soon as he snaps the ball, he's throwing it to Jones in motion while he's running and looking for the ball. So Jones gets the ball about a yard off the line of scrimmage and then has 4 or 5 yards to torpedo up the field. And that's all they kept doing with Jones. He was getting yards that game. Why? Because those are like running plays. It's like giving your running back the ball without having to deal with the line of scrimmage and all the mess. What we do, we'll run our guys back behind the line of scrimmage, even on their hitch routes. The reason our hitch routes don't work, we immediately take a step back instead of taking a step forward. So we don't threaten upfield. We won't threaten upfield and then step back. We just literally turn for the ball. And now all the defense has to do is say, oh shit, he ain't come off the line. I know to converge on that. And that's what they do. But what Green Bay was doing, they take like 3 steps forward and then peel back. And now when they took those 3 steps forward, the offensive line, once they finish blocking, they can sneak out there because the release moved the defenders out of the way. So now your corners and your linebackers have stepped back, and now it created room for the offensive line to get up under that. And now when that wide receiver peels back, he peels back, and they have to now converge on an offensive line that's already in position because of the way they're running their screens. We don't run our screens that way. We just zip it out there and like hope that our offensive line is gonna be fast enough to get out there. We don't buy them any time to get out there. So we're really throwing screens with no help. There's nothing there. Nothing there to help you, man. Craziness. Anthony Mason, how much do you think our offensive line has regressed from a run blocking standpoint? None. I really mean that. I'm not making excuses for those guys. I don't think they're regressed. I think you just don't. I mean, if you have a 4-wheel drive car and you're driving around in the snow with only 2-wheel drive, you be like, how far has our truck regressed where it can't get up a hill in the snow? None. Put fucking 4-wheel drive on and you won't have no problems. That's the problem. Like, do what they do best is basically what I'm saying. Your offensive line is built to maul things. If you're not giving them opportunities to get out in space and maul, because Biadasz, you could say a lot of things about Biadasz. That play where Malik, what's his name? Malik, whatever his name is, Malik Turner. That play where Malik Turner got that big play against Washington. Look who was up the field all the way to the goal line. The only one lineman that was all the way up the field running stride for stride with Turner was Biadasz. You know who else can do that? Williams. So the one thing they can do is if you get them out in space on the edges, peel them out on the edges, meaning block down and have those guys get out in space and pull. No corner linebacker or anybody wants to see any of our linemen peeling off the edge and pulling toward. No, they don't want to see that shit. Nobody want to see that, because even if you cut it down, if you cut them down, and that's actually illegal now, but even if you cut under that, you still gonna feel that, man. You got a 340-pound man knee coming right to your face, man, or to your shoulders. That hurt, man. You can watch it. You can watch the effect of the runs. So we have it. We don't do that. We don't get our guys out on the edge in space and say, now y'all got to deal with us. We don't do that. When you look at all of us who wanted Collins to play left guard again, everybody goes back to that Seattle game where he knocked 3 safeties out. You know why he was over there though? Because they were pulling him in space and said, listen, man, y'all gonna line up this way. We gonna send him out there and we gonna wreck whatever the hell over there. Because he out in space. You better get the hell out the way. Or you better knock his legs out early. We don't do any of that. It's just we look like we're pass blocking again on every play. So it's not a regression of the offensive line, to be honest with you. And if you want your offensive line to get any type of cohesion, if you want them to get any cohesion, let them fire off the ball a little bit. Let them eat a little bit. Let them tear some people out the frame. And then it's like, okay, you know, these guys tired. Let's go in. Hawk in VA, what's up, man? Yes, sir. I remember you, man. You a Virginia State trooper, man. Look at my memory. Now, am I wrong? He said AKOYE seems we don't run stretch plays, but yet play action bootleg off the stretch, off the fake stretch. Why? It's called mental stagnation. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, you right though. You right. Let's see who I missed. I know I just missed a super chat, and I missed a couple of questions too. I got you, Chuck. Joe, you ain't never give me a question, Joe. But again, thank you for the super chat. Who else we miss? We missed so much. Okay, that's Ed, Texylvania. Oh, you must be from PA too. Kellen has no grit. Yep, no nuts. We have a line, don't we? Run, 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 and why is no legs Zerline still here? That is a great question because we definitely lost those close games, even with all the bullshit that I'm talking about. Those games, even though they're close because we're passing the ball only, but they were still winnable games or won games had he just made his kicks. Tampa Bay, the last game, even against the Raiders, we weren't losing games. We ain't getting beat bad by nobody. That's horrible. Mott Mosley. That's why I want a different offensive system because we refuse to run drags and crossing patterns. Yep, everything is deep. These boys just win. At Koye, Cooper is always open on a slant when I see a game. He always open on slants. You're right, but um, it's like last game they did throw slants to him. They did. They threw it to him actually in one series a lot, but that kept getting to bat it down like they didn't understand what to do to that. Like man, we got no counter punch, man. That's shout out to Skywalker for saying that first, man. But yeah, uh, Jeremy X, what's up, man? He said, shout out to Koye. Fire stuff we speaking, bro. Appreciate that. What else we miss? I miss some more. Hold up. Philadelphia underdog, like your name, bro. Yeah, you got the right man. You gotta change that name and change your whole fucking avatar, man, because that shit getting too ridiculous. It ain't even funny no more, man. I like guns and all that, but I'm like, man, this is like we live in a war zone. This is a war zone, like for real, for real. And I ain't for no sympathy or nothing. This is fucking crazy. I don't want to live here no more. I'm out of here. I'm either going to Texas or Delaware. Depends on how business go this year, but I'm out, bro. Fuck this shit. But here's what you said. Dallas had a better run game and O-line in 2016, but had a bad defense. In 2021, you got a good defense, but your run game ain't like 2016. Do you agree? Our run game is good though. I think we got a better run game than we had then. Well, better talent, meaning we got Pollard now. We ain't have him then. So we got the ability to run the ball even better than we did in 2016. We just do not impose our will on the ground at all. Never. Like y'all said, the last time we did it was the Carolina game. And for some reason, like you don't sit Zeke, but then you don't use him. Like if you ain't gonna sit him, use him or get somebody in there that you don't mind using. But the run has to be stuck with. It's like they have zero faith, and it's not just the lack of run calls. That would be a problem within itself. But when you look at the types of running plays that we do call, why don't we call we line up a lot out of the shotgun, but run probably the least amount of draw plays out of any team I've ever seen. You got teams that look at least look like you're passing. Okay, you let your wide receivers run the routes that they're running, turn around, and put the ball in Zeke's gut. Just have him standing there like he about to block, and put the ball in his gut. Let him go. Do that with Pollard. Do that at least 5, 10 times a game. Because then teams will even start saying, hey, we can't just go blitz crazy because they're going to run right by us. You don't know what we're doing if we're going to line up a shotgun and do that. But we'll line up a shotgun and then start running power runs out of shotgun. Or we'll do obvious shit where we run with Zeke and now we bring out Connor McGovern and put him at fullback, which I like sometimes. But if you're going to do that one, do that the whole damn game. You can't bring that out for one play and think they don't know the hell you running. They know you running now because you just brought McGovern out here for one play or two play. Like, what do you think he here for? We know what he here for. Or you brought McKeon in now and sprinkle, but ain't no shows out. Oh, we know what that's about. We know what's happening. They got the blockers out here, y'all. This is idiotic shit. That's idiotic shit, man. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah. Here we go. Marcus Hardison, why do you think the offensive coaching staff isn't assisting Kellen Moore with play calling? Do you think the decision is coming from the upper management? For whatever reason, they don't want to disturb the young man or something. I don't understand it either. They're not doing it though. I couldn't tell you why, bro. I can only speculate. But who knows if anybody's helping them or not? Somebody might be. But whatever they're doing, it's not an emphasis on the run. You know that nobody's overriding that and saying, yo, bro, I don't give a shit what you think your game plan is, bro. Run the ball. Now you can pick whatever runs you want, but you're gonna run the ball. Feel what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do, but run the ball. Don't abandon the run, bro. Because 12 runs against a team that has been proven to not be able to stop the run when we were playing close. We weren't getting blown out the whole game, like we were down 20 or something. So Kellen would get down 3 points, he get down 4 points, he start panicking like he down 20 points and start just throwing the ball and abandoning the run. He does that all the time. So if we, even when we're up, I would say, yo, well, when we're up, maybe he wants to get up early, so he tries to throw first and get up early. But I looked at those games too. The games where we got up early, we were scoring. Like I told you, the Washington game, we had 42 points in the first half. Zeke still finished the game with 9 carries. Tony still finished the game with 9 carries. You feel me? We put our backups in. So Clemens got 4 carries that game, and Hardy, I think, got 1, or it might have been another game he got 1. But either or, we still only ran with running backs. We still only ran the ball about 22 times. 9 for Zeke, 9 for Pollard, and only 4 for Clemens. Still ain't running the rock, even when you up. So it ain't. We just want to get up so we can throw the ball. Or we can run the ball down the throats to run the clock out. And the last thing on that agenda, on that scale, on that mindset that you got to pay attention to is our defense. Our defense is right now our bread and butter because they're not struggling, right? So what helps a good defense? A good running game, a consistent running game. So hopefully we don't lose Dan Quinn because he's pissed at the fact that there's no cohesion. You got 2 different teams playing in the same uniform. You got the offense doing some shit that has nothing to do with the type of defense we play. And then you got the defense doing what they do. Offense going for it on 4th down and on a regular and bad field position, doing extra risky shit. Dak can't his ball security and ball. They don't have an emphasis on ball security in no game. The plays that we call, the tosses, the fake reverses, all of the ball. It's a lot of sloppy ball play for a team. If you're a coordinator and you see, hey, Dak is jittery for the last couple of weeks. He's jittery, meaning he's fumbling, he's tripping on handoffs, he's fumbling on under center and fumbling the snap up in the air. You drilling the ball into 6-man coverages where the ball popping up in the air. You see that you're almost throwing interceptions. You throw a hitch route. Buda Baker almost picked 6 that. The first play of the game where you threw to Gallup in the middle of the field on the butt hook, he sat right down next to Hicks. Hicks, the linebacker, I know you guys saw that, dove and almost picked that one. So it's like, ho, let's back up. Even though we're getting away with these are not like they are tightly contested throws, and these are not ball security type of plays. So if you're calling plays like that, and I'm a defensive coordinator looking at you, risk everything. You playing like there is no care in the world. That is crazy to me. We put our defense in crazy positions last week because we did not run the ball and keep Kyler Murray, number 1, off the field. You're playing a guy that's going to cause our defense to be tired because they have to chase him around like Parsons says, like chasing a cheetah. But you decide not to run the ball. I'm going to keep kicking him for that one this week. Next week, maybe you could shut me up, but I doubt it because I did that before with the Washington game. I kind of shut up, and then I'm like, nah, this shit is crazy. To Philadelphia, no, I live in West Philly now, but I'm from North. I'm from Richard Allen, but I live in West Philly now. But I've been all over. I'm known everywhere in Philly, but I don't give a shit what part of Philly. I don't want to live nowhere down because I got kids here. It ain't about me. I'm cool, but I got kids here, man. I can't. I still, you hear my son going out to the gym and all that. I gotta send them out here and this shit. And it's like every time they go outside, I'm like, I gotta be ready for the phone call or ready to run out there, man. This is crazy. Iceberg Q. Okoye, I see nothing from our offense to combat aggressive defense. No counters, no misdirection in the run game, and no double moves. Yep, you're right. Sandra Love, you're right too. I don't get the running out of the shotgun. I mean, you can run out of the shotgun. Just run some draw plays. The draw plays actually work. If I was watching the Lions, every time the Lions got a holding call, it'd be like 1 to 7, 1st and 17. They run a draw. They get like 9 yards off of it. You know why? Because Arizona is coming for your ass. So when they coming, we know that because people used to do it to us, and we used to do that like crazy. Remember Tony Romo would come. He had a great draw. I was like one of the. I don't see it that often in the league now. I think Garoppolo might do it, but it's not that many quarterbacks that do it this way. Where Tony Romo will actually drop back, stand here, and then hand the ball off. He wouldn't like do a draw where it's like, you know what I'm talking about. He wouldn't do a draw where it's like automatically turn around and go to hand the ball off. He would come up like he really throwing the ball and then just put the ball down. You know, or he had one where he would run back towards the running back with the ball extended towards the running back. And either way, the play action or the draw looked exactly the same. So the ball was going in your gut regardless. In your left, he would put it in his left hand. You don't remember that? Tony Romo was great with that. Peyton Manning was actually good at play actions too because he had his back to the line of scrimmage. But we had a lot of like nuance with that, and I think Dak could do a lot of that. We just don't do it that often. Let's see what else we got. Rue Glock, what up? He said, when do we have to run? When we do have a run play, it feels like Kellen just trying to get it out the way so he can get back to what he wants to do. Exactly, bro. It's like if you ever dated somebody who don't want to do something, like you don't want to go for a walk or you don't like hold hands, but you know that your mate do. You just doing what they want you to do so you can get back to what you want to do, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's different when somebody actually do it like they give a fuck, and he don't. He run the ball like I gotta run the ball because they gonna say I don't run the ball if I don't run the ball. So he gonna run the ball. That's it. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. Davey, he said we have to put our foot in Philly's ass this week. I need to see domination. I don't even care. Like if we dominate Philly, so what? We know we could beat Philly. We beat them already this year. I want to beat a team that is looking for us, right? I want to beat if we're the bullies on the block. I don't like bullies. I like uh warriors. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real warrior, not a bully. If you're a bully, you're supposed to beat the shit out of bum teams. Bully's supposed to beat the shit out of nerds, right? But when you come up against another bully or another alpha, and you ready for that, like you know what I'm saying? I want to go punch somebody in the mouth who is looking to punch me in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Some Kimbo Slice shit. Go fight people who try to fight you back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. So Philly, I feel like we beat up on Philly a lot. We give our especially this division. We give ourselves a lot of pats on the back for these wins. And not trying. I mean, it's the NFL. You got to celebrate every win because they are so few. Some teams don't win. I get it. I get it. But in order to win deep in the playoffs, you got to beat those teams that are looking for you. And that starts with not only the game plan, but also, like you guys alluded to, your kicker. So Greg Zerline still being here is ineptitude at his finest as well, because he's been allowed to miss way too many kicks this year. It was a problem from the very first game of the season, and it never stopped. I don't trust him. I don't give a shit if it's a 30-yard chip shot. I don't trust Bull. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but I don't trust him. Okoye, I was looking at the film, and Dak Prescott's favorite play is the fake run to the left and roll out to the right and throw to his tight end. Yeah, you do that a lot. You do that with CeeDee Lamb on that side too. I mean, I mean, play action works. You know when it works better? When you run the ball. Yeah, if that's your favorite play, run the ball. Guess when it's easy to throw the ball deep like we want to? When you run the ball because you bring the defensive line down. when they're playing back, teams aren't even respecting the run right now. Not because we can't run, it's because we don't. So teams are playing us. No, ain't no 8 loaded boxes no more. We throwing the ball against teams that's coming out with 6 defensive backs and still throwing deep, still trying it. Why? Mm-mm. I don't get it. YSM Sports Media, what's good? He said, do you feel Diggs, feast or famine CD play will cost you in the playoffs? Oh, that's a great question. You coming from my man Diggs, I see. I don't think it's feast or famine with Diggs. I think it's like you just gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. That's what he need to do. You can't. That's my shit too. I like the commercial. Willie, what's that? What's his name? Willie Anderson, Willie some shit. I don't forget really his name. But yeah, that's definitely a song for his ass. Like he got to know when to hold him, man. He don't. He jump everything. He a risk taker for sure, which I like to a degree. You could take your risk when you got help over the top, but he doing it a little bit too much without the help. So I don't think it'll hurt us because now that we know that, one thing I can say about Diggs is Diggs is a student of the game. When he feel like, even in the game, when you see he gets beat with one thing, it don't happen twice. You know what I'm saying? It'll happen once. Like you get him, and then you ain't gonna get him with that same look again. You might get him with something else, but you ain't gonna get him with that. So hopefully he's paying attention because he's getting a lot of flack for giving up the most yards in the league so far. And I feel like they just had to take a knock at him. But this is his second year. He is second year player playing like a veteran. His ball skills are ungodly. So I think he'll clean it up a little bit. And if not this year, he definitely will next year. But we have a winning formula even with him giving up those plays. So no, I don't think it'll hurt us in the playoffs if we do everything else that we're supposed to do. That won't be a problem. Because if you're putting teams in positions where they have to throw the ball consistently because they can't run because one, you're up, you ran out some of the clock. Their defense is their offense is trying to get back and reel back. So we're firing off the ball on them and our pass rush is there. Then you could jump those routes. You just can't do it in the first quarter when everything is even Steven. You can't be jumping shit like that. You know that they coming out trying to attack you with those. Antonio Brown as a Cowboy? Question mark. I doubt it. I wouldn't bring him in at this point in the season, especially when you got a wide receiver like Coop that you're paying big money, who's already pissed off that he's not getting enough balls. Do you think you want to bring Antonio Brown into that type of scenario? I doubt it. Salute UNC Rue. Marcus Hardison. As much as I love Dak and his leadership, he's from the Garrett Linehan tree as well. He's a nice, great guy, not a killer yet. I think Dak is trying to be a killer with the ball in the air. He doesn't realize that when you go back and you look at the stats for the season, wins count way more than yards. They do. When you remember how we just said Dak struggled versus Arizona, and everybody's on his ass. I just told you, Aaron Rodgers struggled versus Arizona, and nobody on Aaron Rodgers' ass. You know why? Because he got the win. When Tony Romo had that year with DeMarco Murray, he wasn't killing people in the air. Not no more. He was just saying, I'm gonna get this ball to DeMarco Murray, and I'm gonna play action the shit out y'all after that. Like that's it. But he was getting wins. You know why? Because he understood what it took to win. Peyton Manning in his career, he just understood what it took to win. He like, I don't need 330 yards. I need a W. Dak need to take that mentality to the game because right now he is trying to kill. That's the problem. He's trying to prove he's a gunslinger when all you have to be on this team is a good game manager. Meaning that's not a disrespectful term. I don't know why that became that. What was Ben Roethlisberger his first Super Bowl? A good ass game manager. What was Tom Brady? His first couple Super Bowls. A good ass game manager. They was winning points by putting Vinatieri in position to kick shit. They wasn't blowing teams out because he was splitting dudes out wide, and he ain't get that way till like Moss came. Like, you know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning too. He couldn't even get out of a playoff game. He was losing. He was one and done ya for most of his career. Peyton Manning because New England was busting that ass. He was, but in the end of his career, what was he? He was a good game manager in Denver, especially because his neck was fucked up. He couldn't do a lot of shit. He just like, I know what I can do, and I'm gonna do that. That's it. You know what I mean? Run out this pistol. You ain't put me under center because I'm not turning my back to this defensive line because I'm already hurt. That's the way Peyton was. So we turned game manager, that word or that phrase, into like a derogatory term. Like when you say you're a nice guy, I'm like, don't call me no motherfucking nice guy, because it's derogatory now. Same thing with game manager, man. There's nothing wrong with being a game manager when you actually got a game to manage. When you got a defense, a good running game, all you need to be is a game manager. You got three beasts outside as wide receivers, and Schultz who killing it. Schultz probably got more yards than Coop this year. That's why Coop's so fucking mad. But if you want to get Coop the ball, it's a lot easier to do when you got guys not focused on Coop. They focused on the run. That's why Coop was killing it. Linehan, when he first got Coop, Linehan was playing bad until Coop got here. He was coaching bad, right? Coop got here. One thing I can say about Linehan, Megatron, Randy Moss, he know how to use a number. Des Bryant, he know how to use a number one receiver. Even though I ain't like his, I can't even say I don't like his 4 button hooks, because Kellen still do that shit too. So whatever we were saying about Linehan, Kellen is doing that without the run. Linehan will run the ball though, and he will get the ball to his number one receiver. We don't have that. We don't do that, and that was crazy. The first 10 games with Coop, we went 8-2. Coop was balling too. It ain't rocket science, and that was with Linehan, his last year here. So no. You gotta talk that shit, man. Talk that shit somewhere else. AKOYE, Davy 84. NGL, I don't know what NGL mean. I'm not savvy at emoji and what do you call it? Abbreviations yet. I don't got them. I want to see Dak and Coop go off this week to get Coop to 1,000 yards. Where is Coop right now? Where is he at? I doubt he gonna get to 1,000 yards, but he mad. Sean Tasty. Pause. I don't like your name. Showing love. You speak the truth, Okoye. From Georgia. Shout out to Atlanta. I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta for sure, for sure. Shout out to Georgia, man. I'm only fucking with you about your name too, man. I like talking shit. Oh, speaking of talking shit, man. Listen, I am not a misogynist. I'm a lesbian. I cannot possibly hate women. Stop it. What's her name? Submissive lover, man. She got mad because I roasted her on this joint for saying that Cooper Rush is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Listen, I'm a man. This is a man's forum, and I'm not saying that women can't comment here. Say what you want, do whatever you want, but you're gonna get it just like the men get it. I would roast a guy for saying that. Harold, Eastside Harold, come here all the time and get roasted, and he a Texans fan, but he take it like a man and keep it moving. If you're gonna come in here and you talking to me, and we talking. I don't see you. I'm not sitting at dinner with you, but this ain't a date. I'm talking to you because we talking football the way we talk football. You can't come into a football forum and then get super emotional and butthurt, pause, when I start talking shit to you, because you talking shit. I'm talking shit back. You can't, don't, y'all gotta stop using that toxic masculinity bullshit, man. That shit is annoying, because men acting like men. As soon as a man do what a man do, it's toxic, no matter what we do. I'm a misogynist. That means I hate women. I love women. I'm a lesbian. Get out of here. Stop that. And a feminist. I feel like y'all should be free and equal. Meaning, just like anybody else should be free and equal. Equal mean you get an equal opportunity ass whooping. Meaning, if I'm gonna talk shit to a man about football, if we talking football, and I talk shit to a man, I talk shit to all these guys in here. Davey, Ruglog, Pat, we talk shit. John S., Mike Tyke, but you know what I respect? They talk shit right back and they stay here and take it. And I take it. And we don't go home mad. You can't go home mad if you want to come to a shit talk forum. That ain't what you go chill with the cheerleaders or get some tougher skin. Loving Aries, love you to death. Sandra love you to death. You know what I mean? Brandy, all the women that come in here on a regular, they know how I am. And guess what they do? They don't take me personal, because this is how we talk here. She gave me like a paragraph of like all this misogynist shit in my comments. I'm like, man, do you know I'm a lesbian and my daughter is a lesbian? There's no way I hate women. You don't get on my face. I love my mama. Get on my face. Anyway, uh Davey 84 at ONG, we talk hella shit, but that's what it's about. Facts. That's what we do here, man. We talking shit. If you ain't talking shit, I feel like something wrong with you. Like, you okay? You okay today, Pat? No, man. I'm having a rough one. So I'll leave you alone, man. Go chill with the cheerleaders, man. Otherwise, stop it. Like, everything a man do is toxic. Like, you scratched your face, you got a beard. That's toxic. Because I can't grow one. That's toxic. That sounds like envy. Anyway, DJ's World. I know Dak has a hand in it, but if you had to choose, would you say the lack of production from our big three means wide receivers means they are overrated or they just underperformed? No, I don't think they are overrated at all when you watch a guy like Gallup go up and tear his ACL and catch the damn ball, come down with it, and then know he tore it. He ain't overrated. Then, but how did we use Gallup? Only like that all year. Think about it. When Gallup was here, we threw deep routes, only fade routes to Gallup. That's it. Some slants, but that was it. We ain't do no drag route. I thought they was protecting him because it was a contract year or something, but they wasn't doing none of that across the middle shit with Gallup like that at all. You got CD Lamb, who is on a different page than Dak. I don't know why, but he still got over 1,000 yards, so he ain't ever underperformed. And then you got Coop. You know that people can't guard Coop if he off the line. You know what I mean? I saw teams do this when we had Byron Jones. A shout out to Byron Jones. Byron Jones, you couldn't get off the press with Byron Jones. So whenever they had Byron Jones having to press you, they did the same thing they would do against Richie Sherman. They'll put you in a trips situation. When you get in trips, corners back the fuck off. When the corners back off, guess what you can do? You can work your releases. If you got a guy that you need to work his releases, you move him around, let him work his releases. We don't do that with Coop. You got a guy like Cedric Wilson who comes in after Gallup goes down and performs like he was performing before. He a little risky with the football, but he's a good player, right? So none of those guys are underrated, in my opinion. I think they're rated right where they're supposed to be. But you have to give them plays and run plays that suit the personnel that you have. When you have a guy like CeeDee Lamb, get him the ball fast, not a bunch of deep routes. You get him the ball fast and let him work his yards after the catch because that's what Lamb do. He a running back in the open field. You just don't want him dealing with the line of scrimmage and linebackers. We run routes with him all day. Like we should be running the things that Lambs does are the things we should be doing with Coop. Like let Coop dice them dudes the fuck up, create mismatches with linebackers. Coop going if Cooper kill a corner, he'll definitely kill linebackers and so on when you move him around. And Coop don't mind it. He will go in there and do it. So move these guys around and work east to west a little bit more. We don't do that enough. But I don't think they're underrated. I think they rated right where they're supposed to be. All right, let's see. Coop got 786. Yeah, Coop ain't getting a two. He ain't getting to 1,000 yards. He know that. It must be some sort of uh incentive or something that they trying to keep Coop off of. So they try to save money. Cause I don't understand why they not throwing him the ball either. He mad, man. Yeah, he mad. He should be though. Philadelphia underdog said, "Bring out the pistol, the pistol. Cowboys guns go. PA mines go. DD boom boom, doom doom boom boom." What kind of gun you shoot, man? My gun go bang bang. I don't know. He said ding ding boom boom. You got one of them, you got a motherfucking shotgun or something, man. What kind of gun you shoot, man? Okoye, you got Philly, I guess Philly swag. Why you a Cowboys fan again? I'm a Philadelphian, like as far as like my rate. I'm from Texas though. So I was born in Texas, but I used to want to be me and Emmitt Smith was born on the same day, got the same birthday. And I really used to want to be in Emmitt Smith when I was young. I wanted to be a running back. Uh, although I was better at defense always. I'll hit you before I get hit, but I like running the ball. So um that's initially what made me like him. And then my uncle, shout out to Uncle Dennis, he played DB for the Washington Federals in USFL. He is a diehard Cowboy fan, and he taught the whole family. All the boys in my family learned how to play football through him. So he was the first thing that I understood football through, and he was a Cowboy fan. And then we would sit and watch Super Bowls with him. And when I was watching those Super Bowls, I was probably like 10 through 12, watching 10, something like that. 9, 10, and then again at 12, something like that, I think. Yeah. But watched all those Super Bowls with him, and those are memorable moments because for a kid, you never get that type of electricity. That type of electricity from watching your family and everybody around them super excited because a team won. I'm like, what is that? That was like dopamine without the crack. You know what I'm saying? So I was on it after that. So all of my youngest memories of football was Cowboys related. So that's why I got a Philly swag, but I'm a Cowboy fan, 100%. And I am behind enemy lines for real, for real. You are not wrong. Uh, let's go. He said, "I'm sorry, but every team finds their number one, then frees up the others. Not every team, because the Browns damn sure couldn't find Odell. Odell had like 4 touchdowns with the Browns, and in all the games he been there, he only been in the Rams for like 4 games and already got 4 touchdowns. Like so, no, not every team. Johnny Powell, do I think we beat the Cardinals in the first round? Yeah, if we run the ball. If we run the ball, we could beat anybody. At AKOYE, Ms. Money said, Kellen Moore is picking scheme over our talent. Guys, that's the issue with this offense. I mean, sounds like it. Can't argue with you. He said, Okoye, just say the Eagles always suck. The Eagles came to Richard Allen one time to the projects I grew up in, and Randall Cunningham, what's his name, Jerome Brown, I think Jerome who died. Bring it home for Jerome and Reggie White and all them. I did not like them dudes. You know who I hated, man? Growing up, the Eagles player that I hated, motherfucking Mike Zordich. I did not like that dude. He always reminded me of like one of the dudes that sell pretzels out of the motherfucking the food carts and shit. He looked like he worked on a food cart. He just looked like a dirty Greek dude, man. Just like always looked like snotty, like his handshake would be clammy or something. He just looked like I ain't never shake his hand, but he just looked like a dirty ass, swarthy ass bull, man. I never liked Mike Zorda. He played like it too. He's a dirty ass bull, man. Dirty ass bull, but y'all couldn't stand that bull. Mike Zordich, if y'all remember him, number 36, played for the Eagles. I never liked the Eagles, man. And I'm the craziest when it comes to them because I don't care if you try to whoop my ass. I don't give a fuck. So I go to places where it's nothing but Eagles fans. See, this is a different. Y'all gotta come hang with me, people who from Philly, man, because this is a different type of fan base when you got like a Philly mentality and you're a Cowboy fan. Because I don't even know what it's like. Y'all the only time I'm around any Cowboy fans is when I'm on this. I'm never around Cowboy fans to a point where it's like Jews after the Holocaust. When I see one, I'm like, we all automatically brothers. It don't matter. I see dudes in traffic. I'll be beeping the horn at them. They think I'm road raging. I'm like, no, you a Cowboy fan? Holla at me. I'm talking like we know each other and shit. Cause it ain't none. We ain't around like that. So, you know what I mean? When I walk into a door, I already know I'm walking into enemy territory. That's just how it go. You know you about to get picked on. You know you better have tough skin because they about to talk some shit. And if you watching the game with some Eagles fans, y'all better win. Y'all better win. And even when you win, that's bad. When you win, it's bad, but it's not as bad because they got to shut the fuck up. When you lose, oh my God. I get phone calls. I got dudes I ain't return phone calls from last week after we lost to Arizona. The Eagles don't even got to beat us for them to be happy. They beat the Redskins and start calling me like they did. So I'm like, y'all ain't beat us. Y'all still got to play us. But y'all beat the Redskins, not as good as we beat the Redskins. And y'all happy as hell knowing that the Redskins is a stat booster. Y'all stat boosted over them, then start calling me like and was waiting for me to answer the phone. I'm like, I ain't answering that phone, man, because they trying to talk some shit. But that's how it is here, man. I'm talking about your mom, your aunts, everybody about to talk some shit to you if you lose around some Eagles fans, man. And if you win, they still talking shit, but now they probably spitting in your drink, something like that. Not your family. I hope not. I hope not. But they might. They might. I would put it past. I don't know what to drink. If I pour it and I see it sitting there, I ain't picking that shit back up, man. That's really cool. All right. Okoye, you the real one. Cowboys don't got many of them YouTubers, but salute and respect you, man. I appreciate you, Philadelphia, man, for sure. This shit fun, man. Marcus, he said, Okoye, would you rather Kellen Moore stay and work on the? You could stop right there. I don't even need to finish the end of that question. I would rather Kellen Moore take a job elsewhere, bro. You can give me a guy that want to run the ball, and then we can figure out the pass game because we already got the pass is going to take care of itself. We got the talent there. If you can't figure out how to feed the ball to any of these guys, like any one of these guys could be guys with even Wilson. If you lined him up, so Wilson he's so good in and out of his breaks that he's a guy like he reminds me of Goodwin from Tampa Bay who got hurt. He's a guy that's a little bit. They use him like a Wes Welker, but he's faster, so he could do a little bit more. He can get deep on you, like Brandon Cooks, those types of guys. Wilson can be that type of player because he get in and out of his breaks like on a dime, like nobody business. So even if you catch Wilson with the right matchups, you can work the ball to Wilson all day if you wanted to and still make that work. So there's no excuses for not being able to feed anybody the ball that's on this team. I'm not making that excuse. Send him to Philly? No, I wouldn't send him to Philly. Not at all. Said kill homie off the line of scrimmage on that TD. Yo, said killed a lot of dudes. I've been watching said on film. Only thing I don't like about said is his ball security sometimes a little choppy. Like I'm talking about on special team. Like when we had him punt returning, he was doing some stupid shit. And he just did a couple things that I didn't like when during that stint with Michael Gallup, where somebody was like, how'd you I think it was the Vikings game and the game before that. I think so. But I was just like, y'all hype about it because he made plays, but I was looking at the plays he didn't make, like some of the stupid shit he did. I'm like, gotta clean that stuff up. But other than that, I like Sid. And I said the same thing about CD, so it ain't a sad thing. CD was dropping passes left and right because of shit in his eye or whatever the hell, and laughing about it, and then doing like provocative strip tease dances when he actually did something. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, bro. You gotta relax. Relax, homie. Not the dancing part. It's just like you dancing like you did. I said that to say last week. He did the Victor Cruz and we lose. And I said, don't dance. Just fucking drop the ball. Walk back to the line of scrimmage like you mad, bro. Like that gotta be your mentality. You can't be celebrating you down and you about to lose the game and you still lose. I don't like that shit. Jamal Porter, I live outside of Philly, but I work in Philly and get hype when I see another Cowboys fan. Me too, man. I'm like, you too. These dudes could be cold killers. They could look dusty as hell. They could be crazy as shit. But you got a cowboy hat on. I'm gonna stop and talk to you. I'm like, me and you. It's just us. You know what I'm saying? I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel you, man. It's like being an American, the only Americans, and y'all in China or something. Like we gonna be homies. Okay, I read that already. Let's keep going. I think I got everybody. Kellen or Linehan? Sheesh. What era Linehan? Linehan wasn't bad always. He was just bad at the end. He was horrible at the end. I don't know. Maybe he just stopped liking Dez and was like, "I'm not throwing you the ball, knuckle," and just didn't. But right now, it had to be. I take Kellen over Linehan because I ain't like Linehan either. I wanted him out of here, so I can't complain when I asked for this. I asked for some Kellen, got Kellen. Now that I got Kellen, I just want Kellen to run the ball, man. But when you asking about like run style or style of offense, still gotta take Linehan, man. I gotta take Linehan. I think I gotta take Linehan because I like running, and we stopped running the ball as soon as Kellen got here. So I like running the ball. You don't have. Why you even pay Zeke? I would be mad if I was Jerry. I'd be going to Kellen like run the ball. Like, I pay this bull 75 mil. Use him. That's what we paying him for. Why you got him then? I don't get it. Why you pay him? You should have just let him go. Let him go. If you don't respect running, you're like, we don't run the ball. Why you pay him? It was just like when the Rams paid Gurley. What y'all paid Gurley for and then didn't use him at all? We doing the same shit. What you pay him for? It don't make sense. Yeah, I like Turner too. We said, what about Turner? I like Turner. At Cowboys fans, respect this dude. He's the most genuine Cowboys YouTuber out there. He knows what he's talking about. Appreciate that, Killer Duff. I think they ain't gonna believe you though because you from Philly. They gonna think you just a Philly homer. Um, let's see what else we got. Akoya, I think in the offseason, Cooper, Collins, and Law are gone. Your thoughts? Maybe two of the three. I don't think Cooper necessarily going anywhere unless he can find a good landing spot. But he might because he ain't happy. He ain't happy. That is the truth. Turner is a burner. I like Turner. What else we got? I think more goes to Chicago or Oakland. Hey, send them far, far away. The Eagles are trash. I like your name. What's up, brother? Can you see us making a move for a safety like for a safety like Diggs or X Rhodes? Oh, you mean like Quandry Diggs? I like Quandry Diggs too. I like him a lot. Harrison or Honey Badger in the offseason. Lots of free agent safeties in 2022. I would say with the way Hooker is coming on and with the way Curse has played, if they both are here, doubt it. Because what would be the point? Like, who would you be bringing X Rhodes in for? Who would you be bringing Diggs in for? Who would you bring in Honey Badger in for? Like, who would you be taking out to bring these guys in? There's guys that we still want to see on the field who we haven't fully developed, like Boss Man, who's going to get there, right? And then I think we got AB still under contract. We got Jordan Lewis still under contract. I think. No, he's gonna be a free agent, right? I don't remember. He might be under contract though. But either way, we got guys that can play that nickel position, so it wouldn't be Honey Badger. And I doubt we would go after Harrison either. I think Harrison gonna wind up staying with Zimmer because that's where he should be. Zimmer is the style of coach that he needs. He knows him. He knows what he wants to do. So I think he'll probably get back with Minnesota. They respect what he's been doing over there. Could we be saving Zeke for the playoffs? I mean, that is the only question that it makes any sense. So hopefully that's what we're doing. But if you ask that, right, saving Zeke for the playoffs don't look like not sitting Zeke when his knee was busted. So if you saving him for the playoffs, why you ain't just sit him down? So I doubt that. Actually, I don't know what the hell we're doing. We're letting people just do what they want. Zeke like, I'm playing, fuck that, and they're like, okay, okay, all right. Bring back John Kitna. I ain't in panic mode, man. We just need breathing some hair off this mic. Pause. Uh, but I ain't in panic mode. I just think we need to run the ball, man. He said, nah, you shouldn't sign running backs. They always wear it down. True. Uh she said that's a lie. Ooh, Sandra said I ain't genuine. She said, what she said? She killed me. Sandra, what's up? I thought you loved me. Where's she at? Let me see what she said. Sandra Love, where you at? She said, "Stop lying. You have a problem with any Cowboy fan." Jeez. All right. You must be killing every Cowboy fan. Philadelphia. That's his name, though. You know what I'm saying? If the killers, if the dudes that's out here hunting and tearing people up, it's cool with me. So I must be cool. You know what I'm saying? I must be all right if he like me, because usually I'm getting a lot of trolls. Diggs from Seattle is very slept on. Jamal Adams is the one who can't hold down the side of the field. Yeah, Quandre Diggs is the better of the two, and Jamal Adams gets the most fanfare. But Quandre Diggs is a hard hitter, definitely can cover. I've always liked Quandre Diggs. Like, he is a killer, but he's a lot like Wilson for us. Like, Wilson is just not as consistent as he is, though. Diggs will hurt you. I love that dude. I like watching Seattle just to watch what he's doing. So if he was available, would I take him if he wanted to be here? Yeah, you can find a place for him, mix him in somewhere. But I don't think it'll happen because we don't have the need. Don't have the need. But good question though. Let's see. I'll say Jordan Lewis signed last year. Coop needs to stay. Uh he said, I agree, Jay. Diggs and Curse would be a nasty duo. But yeah, I think but y'all disrespecting Hooker. What you think Hooker is? Hooker is nasty as hell, man. Hooker nasty. Micah is on the COVID list. Yep. Good. Sit Micah down for the playoffs, please. Yep. That's what we need to do. But if y'all don't got no more questions or super chats, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the film, man. Let me see what else y'all asked that I didn't see. Does the injury to Gallup help our chances for keeping him next year? You think like me, man. Meaning you think like a businessman. You must be a whole cold hustler, DJ World, because that's how I think. I'm like, I mean, we might get to keep him now. I mean, I hate to see him injured. But with him sitting and him not getting the same amount of stats, and he's now injured, so you got some teams might not want to pay him the same type of money. Yeah, that actually helps us. And if we win while he's sitting, that's all the more reason for him to want to come back because we got to win the situation. So hopefully we win. Uh, when fans threw beer bottles at Michael Irvin when he broke his neck and was carted off, that was it for me. I detest anything associated with the Eagles. You remember that? Number one, he broke his neck because they had dips and dents inside the cement that they was calling astroturf. They used to have pigeons land. That's why I started calling them the sky rats or dirty birds. Because they really used to have pigeons that was so fucking gangster. These pigeons was gang. Yeah, they was gangster everywhere though. But they were so gangster in the stadium they will land on the field and would not move. They ain't give a fuck. It's grown ass men playing. I don't want to be on the field with these dudes running around if you ain't got no pads on. These pigeons were standing there eating like fuck y'all. That's how bad the Eagles veteran stadium was before they blew that hell of a place up. But yeah, you're right. That was crazy. That was crazy. When Michael Irvin broke his neck, they was happy about it. I was like, damn, they hate everybody. They hate everybody. I think we got everybody. Hooker, one of my favorite dudes on this defense to watch, honestly, man. Facts, bro. You already know. Yeah, Veteran Stadium was terrible. Calvin Jefferson at AKOYE. We've been saying we need to run the ball all season. More refuses. I'm hopeful we can get it done, but I'm concerned for the playoffs with his lack of scheme. Your thoughts? I mean, that's what this whole video been about, for real, for real. Him not running the ball. It doesn't make much sense when you see that the teams that definitely dominated, like Carolina was a team that I looked at. They ain't throw the ball either. They ain't need to. Christian McCaffrey had 13 carries, right? But collectively, they ran the ball 37 times collectively. All of them. Cam Newton, the other kid that's behind Christian McCaffrey, and then another running back that they had in there. They ran the ball collectively 37 times and dominated Arizona 34 to 10. That's with that was with DeAndre Hopkins. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That only look like common sense to me. Casey is good too, but he and Diggs can't play together on the same side. I wouldn't say that. I would say Diggs definitely needs to not jump everything. And here's the problem with Diggs though. We play single high. So Diggs jumping things on a regular basis is bad for us because he's the number one guy that don't need no help. So if Diggs is not getting the help, but he's the jump happy guy, he's the one that actually needs the help. Whereas they're helping AB and Jordan Lewis with KZ, and then KZ is peeling back over top of Diggs later. So, but Diggs plays in a way where he needs safeties. So you would have to play more too high safety looks to help Diggs if he's going to be jumping shit. He need to know when he actually has the help over the top, he can jump. But he jumps shit even when he's there by himself. But that's what made him amazing, and that's why he gives up the most yards. To be honest with you, because we play cover one so much, he is singled up over there. So a quarterback like, I'm going to throw the ball over there because he's the only one there, and he's jumping those. So that's what makes it impressive. He's jumping shit when he know he ain't got no help. He ain't got no help. He just jumping shit anyway. He don't care. So that's why it is sort of feast or famine. He gonna jump shit and get there, and he gonna tear it up. But at the same time, if he ever misses, he gonna look bad because he don't have the help. He's not the guy that gets the help on this defense right now. But he's not a shutdown guy either. So this will be solved, in my opinion. When I say shutdown guy, he can be if he just said, I don't care about the ball. I don't want him doing that, though. What I would like him to do is when Boss Man is ready, which I think he will be next year, and Boss Man is a guy who don't need no help because he's not a guy that's trying to jump everything like Diggs. He's a true man cover, take you out the game type of guy and can move and travel with you. When Boss Man is ready, this defense will be complete because you can shade the help over Diggs so Diggs can be as aggressive as he wants to be, and Boss Man can be the guy that you use with no help to take away that other shit, right? Like we're trying to use AB, but AB is good, but he still need help. See what I'm saying? AB need help. So I wouldn't say he don't need no help. I'm not that crazy. But in the event that Boss Man is on the outside and AB is relegated to the slot now, I think that would be the best combination for this defense. When that happens, I think we'll be a lot better. Marv P, preach my brother. This is Coach Marv. Coach Marv, which Coach Marv? Marv who? Not Marv Love. Oh, Marv Love, my man. That's my OG. I don't know if it's that Marv. Or which Marv. I know a lot of Marvs, but which Marv are you? Hold up. Let me go back up. High coach at Marv P. That's Sadiq Charles saying that. I don't know. My OG name Marv, my actual mentor. That's like my pops, man. Taught me everything I know. Not about football though. He taught me everything I know about the bar game. I don't know if that's Coach Marv. He a coach too. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We have 3, 4 routes that take 3 seconds to develop, and that gets sacked. Facts. Why everybody saying what's up, Coach Marv? Which coach is that? I don't know who Coach Marv is. Am I late to the party? That's why Byron and Diggs would have been dope together. You probably got a point there. I think so. Yeah, maybe. Byron, see, I don't give Byron the same credit that everybody else giving though. I kept trying to tell people what this is, but it sounds like hate. But who am I? I'm just a dude that watched too much film. Byron Jones, when Byron Jones, the reason I had this argument about Byron Jones only giving up 400 yards, it wasn't like he was being targeted. and gives up 400 yards. And he wasn't not being targeted because he's just covering too goddamn good. You can't throw the ball against Byron Jones ever. It's not that. It wasn't like it was a bunch of pass deflections or nothing like that. He wasn't getting thrown at because he's a good press cover corner, and he was playing on one side pressing, right? But then on the other side of the field, you had a guy playing Cheeto, playing 15 yards off the ball almost every play. If you line up pre-snap, you don't even need to send people in motion to know where you're about to go with this ball. You about to go right over there underneath. Why? Because they giving it to you. You're gonna take it. You're gonna take that all day. So our defense was lined up like this. One corner is all the way up here, the other corner down on the line. So if you know that we stunting to try to get to you and you're gonna be under pressure, you're not gonna wait for this guy to clear Byron Jones with help. You're gonna throw the ball over there at Cheeto. Cheeto playing off because he wasn't getting the help. The help is over here. Because we playing cover 3. So Cheeto playing off, Byron playing on. Who the hell you about to throw at? You gonna wait the 3 to 4 seconds for them guys to clear Byron, or you just gonna throw it over here? Which is why when Byron went over to Miami, where he has Xavier Howard, who is a true shutdown guy over there, who can actually catch the damn ball. Quarterbacks don't play with Xavier Howard. You're not throwing the ball over there. So now they throw the ball at Byron. Byron's been giving up double the yardage he was giving up, even though nobody's going to hold a 400-yard record. You know, that's what he gave up that year. He went all pro. 400 yards, no interceptions. Just 400 yards. That's why it was impressive. But it was because he only had 80 targets. They weren't throwing the ball at him at all. None. So Byron's cool, but at the end of the day, you got to realize that that's the whole picture. Chris Richard was using Byron in a way where Byron was benefiting off of that due to the fact that they couldn't throw the ball. It was no point in throwing the ball over there because Chris Richard was an idiot and would leave Cheeto 15 yards off the ball on a regular basis, man. Yeah. And Cheeto, he was still getting burnt. You know how he's getting burnt? Because Cheeto was a safety. That's why he's playing 15 yards off the ball. To this day, I wish we paid Byron over Jalen Smith. Can't even argue with that. I can't argue that. Even though Jalen actually had a sack the other day, I said, "Oh shit, Jalen looked like he back," and he did the swipe. He did the swipe over there. I mean, get it. Look at that. Look at that. Cowboys and down Q 151. Face it, Cowboys fans. You got beat by a hobbit. I'm gonna let him talk his shit. You go ahead and just let it swing, man. Cause you earned it. He was in here while I was talking trash. I was roasting him for like a good 45 minutes during the game, and we still lost. So I was like, damn, I can't even talk shit to him no more because he's still here and took it. So I'm gonna stay here and take it. Whenever 151, John S. or Mike Tight come in here, I'm gonna let them talk their shit because they meant about it. They wasn't saying, Koye, you're toxic. You didn't even let me finish my statement. And I would have thought that you would have been more progressive. That's what you just said to me. I thought you would have been more progressive than that. I guess it is what it is. Just because I like your football takes doesn't mean that you're a highly intellectual, intelligent male. So I guess I gotta unfollow you. I was like, if you don't get the fuck out of here, get off my channel, man. Get out of here. I did apologize because I said I didn't know you were really a woman. I thought you was a man masquerading as a woman. I'm sorry. I really did. Your name is Submissive Lover. I just thought that would be like a joke. I didn't know she was serious. She was serious. I was like, damn, I thought you was a geisha girl or some game. I didn't know who she was, man. My bad. Toxic. Anyway, gotta go, man. About Purple Soul. See, Purple Soul in here. She a female too. Females like they know I ain't crazy, man. I'm a man. Like I do man shit, man. Stop it, please. All right, but listen, I'm about to go finish these breakdowns. I've been on here for way longer than I wanted to be, but y'all made it fun, man. Appreciate everything. I'm jumping back on. Not tonight though. I will jump on tomorrow once the film is done. But I'm digging in. I'm doing the Packers game, their game, the Lions, the Rams. I got all that footage already queued up. I already got the Arizona game that we just lost queued up. So I'm going to do a comparison. We're going to see. Like, let's see how we running the ball versus how they ran the ball. Let's see how they decided to throw versus how we decided to throw. And we're going to talk about it because we're going into the playoffs and we might see all three of those teams. Might see the Rams, might see the Packers, might see Arizona again. So couldn't hurt to look at it, right? So let's do it. But let's get it. Love y'all. Love everything I'm doing. Team toxic all day. Let's get it. Because if I'm toxic masculine, then I guess we need more of us. Because I'm tired of these these superhero movies where men is incompetent, dumb, and weak, and we always need a woman to come and like rescue us. I understand what women. You know what else? I understand what women felt like all these years when we was like super misogynistic as a culture, and y'all had to like be at the bottom, and now the after the Me Too movement is flipping, so men get to understand it, right? But the other thing that was crazy is I went to DR, right? When I went to DR, I understood what women feel like when they get catcalled. That is very uncomfortable. I mean, after the first day, after tearing it up for like 24 hours, you tearing it up. You're like, man, all right, this fun. After that, it's like I just want to walk to the grocery store and not have women follow me, man. They follow you. I'm talking about bad chicks. Make Beyonce look like a nut. You know what I'm saying? Following you all over DR, man. I'm like, damn, this what women be feeling like, huh? That's not a reality for men in the States. But in DR, it is crazy. You can't even walk out your hotel. It's on, man. Rue already know. He said DR, wow, bro. It's facts. That was fact. That was DR like 2017. That was crazy. But yeah, Parsons out due to COVID. Make sure y'all hit the like button before you go. And I'm out, man. Just wanted to say those things before I roll, man. Team Toxic. Let's go.